All right, guys, welcome back to Cavalry Rules, the game where I build only cavalry. So, um, as you know already, it's going rather well. Um, really, my only deficiency at this point is in energy, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But you can see my invasion up into northern Russia has been very successful. It does look like that beyond these border territories, there's nothing back here. So I'm just going to race up there with my cavalry and take them down. This was an accident. I did not mean to attack in. This was a stack of 4 infantry, and I attacked in with just one. You can see the arrow out of there was I hadn't quite arrived yet. It said like 4 minutes until I land. So I turned him around to try to run him back out because I had not intended on attacking alone. I like overwhelming odds. I don't like those kind of odds. Anyway, as soon as I turned him around, it attacked. And as soon as it attacked, the stack went from 4 to 2. And I'm looking at it, and these 2 units are low in morale. They have 1.8 power strength, and my guy has 2.4 strength. So, okay, looks like one cavalry is going to take out 4 infantry. Now, there was no fort here, but that's just ridiculous. I'm just kind of shocked by that. Now, what's going on down here is he's attacking down into this, and I'm tempted to attack with this because cavalry are better when they're attacking. The problem, of course, is that I've got a fort here, so I think I'm just going to stay there. If things go well, both of these should die, and I should lose nothing at all. That's what I'm hoping will happen. Meanwhile, I'm running this 7 stack of all 7 cavalry up to here. And then really, I probably just divide them up and send them to these last 3 countries back here. You can see in this region, I have 1, 2, 3, 10. I have 10 cavalry now that are all operating here in northern Russia. I feel like 1 cavalry just developed. Is that right? Yeah, down here. So there's actually 11 on the map right now, and I'm building more. I've got 1, 2. Don't think I've got one here. Nope. 3, 4, and that might be it. 5. So 5. I've got 5 growing. 6. Oh man. And not up here. So 6 more. I've got 11 on the map, and 6 more are growing right now. I'm about to have a cavalry stampede. Now, we were allowed to build factories. It is day 8, I believe, or day 9. Day 9. Day 9. One of my favorite casters. StarCraft 2 casters. So this was really lucrative for me up here. Getting these 2 double fish. I didn't even really look forward to that. I was looking forward to this double wheat. But the 2 double fishes now, I am fine for food. And food is really what you need to build a lot of cavalry. So I'm going to keep on churning out the cavalry. This is fun. And they can be just devastating in large groups. I'm just loving it. And they're fast. Cavalry rules, man. So this has been fun. So you can see I'm taking over. There's not a whole lot more resources to be had up here. Again, though, I will pick up 2 more single energy tiles, and that's good because, again, the only thing I'm in the red now is energy still. Specifically, I have it dialed over to coal because coal is really cheap right now. But, and I'll get an oil over here once I finally take that. I definitely need to take this with as small a force as possible, definitely a cavalry force. Because I don't want that -5 morale penalty. So, ordinarily I probably just wouldn't because it's too far away and, there's only one way in and one way out. You can't make it into a nice big conquer circle or whatever. And I'm not going to attack into Norway or Finland over here at all. Or Sweden rather. So I'm going to leave them alone and come back down with all my cavalry. And I'll probably leave the infantry behind as sort of guards along the border here. Maybe a couple over here against the AI. Makes me wonder if I should take those AI territories. It's hard to say. I don't think so, because here's what else is going on. I'll show you what's going on down here. So Poland went to war with my allies over here, and it was touch and go for a while, but I watched, and my allies were doing fine, so I kind of gathered my troops, and now I'm ready to attack. So what I've already done is run this 13 close to the border, and then I went ahead and declared war. Remember, declare war so that you don't have that egregious penalty of a surprise attack against your popularity. Let's check the popularity. Not great, 42%. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think declaring war takes you down like 15 points or something. It takes you down significantly when you just go to war with someone, as it should, like countries shouldn't be attacking each other. But hey, welcome to the world. So what I've done here is I've got 23 and 1 car coming into here. This has been cool. So in my attack northward, I inherited 4 cars that we're building. So what I have to assume is that this was a player character up here. And as I first began my attack up into here, armored cars are the best defensive thing that you can build. So he had 4 different armored cars building in various parts of his country, but I defeated him too quickly with those cavalry, man. That when I took it over, like the next day, I didn't even notice it first. The next day, I woke up and it's like, oh, I got 2 armored cars, and then the next day, I woke up and there's 2 more armored cars. It's like, whoa. So I did not build those, and yet I get to have them. So I'm keeping them, and I'm using them right now defensively. They're so fast. They're the fastest unit in the game, and they're worth 2 infantry in terms of defense. So I might even just reserve this guy. Let's keep him behind. There's no reason to put him part of a large attacking stack. So, okay. And then earlier I could not see what was here because you can see he's just in range now. He was just out of range, so it was a question mark. So there's no fort there. I should be able to take him with 10. So again, let's go ahead and bippity boppity bacon. All right. And then take this 10, split off 5 of them, and let's rush move them. Okay, so the reason I have these icons and you might not is I have a premium account. I think a premium account is like maybe $5 a month or something, but it's definitely worth it. You get a couple of extra commands. This one comes in handy a lot, adding targets, because sometimes the AI doesn't pathfind the way you want it to pathfind. Sometimes it pathfinds you through enemy territory and you don't want to go through enemy territory. Well, with this added target, you can kind of do waypoints. Like you can move a unit to here and then click on this and move it from there to the next target. And you can do it as many times as you want. So you can really make sort of nice specific paths whenever you need them. Okay, so what's super great about this, and I mean super great, is remember how I was weak on energy? Well, guess what? I'm about to get a double coal with barely any fight and a double gas. So I'm really stoked. Once I get both of these double tiles, and especially once the morale starts to get, up in the numbers, and of course, once I start developing it, I am not going to have any more worries whatsoever. And of course, double tiles for me means additional places to build cavalry. I've kind of stopped building them on these single tiles here. Not that it really matters, but what I do want to do is keep on building factories, because remember, the higher level factory, the quicker I can build that cavalry. And I'm not sure, but I think that at level 4 factory, I think I can build a cavalry in 6 hours. So when that starts to happen, that's when I'll start spamming out the cavalry just ridiculously. And what I anticipate here is we can see, my coalition here. This is a coalition of 3 in a 31 map. My coalition is basically the dominant coalition in the East. And that's usually what it breaks down to, is that the most organized coalition in the East takes over, and that's what we are. Here we are, as a matter of fact. Let's look at the newspaper. This is me, and this is my ally, German Empire, right next to me. And then down the list just a little bit is Austria-Hungary, our other ally. Ooh, where are you, buddy? Is that even my ally? I think it is. Well, anyway, not super important. It is important to notice that, Austria-Hungary. It is important to notice that the first and second player in the game is me and my ally. That I like to see. But you can see over here, there is always stuff going on in the West. This is a weird patchwork here because, so apparently what happened was North Canada is at war. No, I'm sorry. Greenland is at war with Denmark, which often happens because Greenland likes to take Iceland over here. No, that's the other way around. Isn't this Iceland? This has to be Iceland. Yeah. Why does he have Greenlandic? That's not right. Because remember they discovered. Oh no, they discovered Iceland first, and then Greenland. All right, I'm just getting it backwards. Um, what was his name? Like this crazed, like literally murderous Viking chief was expelled from Iceland, and he just sailed west, and then found this giant, hunk of land, and and then he named it Greenland to entice people, like more people to come settle. Even though, so that's the irony, of course, is that Iceland is actually fairly lush and green, and Greenland is actually fairly icy and stark. So I love those kind of weird historic things. Um, but anyway, maybe if you guys know what that Viking chief's name is, maybe put it in the comments down below just for historic accuracy. Um, but anyway, he's like not Leaf, not or Life, whatever. Life was the guy who actually, and maybe Eric the Red. All those guys are involved in exploration of the New World in one way or another. But anyway, I digress. So Greenland is at war with Denmark. Denmark is who holds Iceland at the beginning of this game. And so that's pretty typical. Greenland's go-to is usually to conquer this whole thing. But in this case, he has not. Like, I don't know what he's waiting for. It looks like he just recently took this, but it's been at least a day because it's not 25. It's up to 30 now. So I don't know what's going on. I have no vision on anything. I have no idea how many troops are anywhere. But that's kind of good news, being that the West is sort of our enemy. But here's what's weird. It does look like North Canada is at war with no one. I went ahead and checked. That's how I found out he's at war with Denmark. And then South Canada is an AI, right? So what we have here is we have Central USA. And then why did I skip this? Because this is Southern USA. So somehow it must be that these two are working hand in glove together, because South walked through Central and attacked North America. No, well, Northern United States, rather. And did they take over the AI? They did. Yep, Southern USA took everything. And who's this? Central USA. Oh, they're just hopscotching over each other. That's weird. And that would have to mean Greenland is still in possession of these. Nova Scotia. Okay, North Canada has taken this, which I believe. Okay. Yeah, so together they've taken all the AIs. These are usually AI here, here, and here. And of course, here and here. So yeah, they've all the player characters have taken over all the AI down here, which is sensible. Okay, so there's not a whole heck of a lot. Now, what's going to be interesting in this game is obviously cavalry. When I go heavy cavalry, I'm not concerned with anything else. I'm dialing everything towards food, and I'm building as many cavalry as I can. That gives me an advantage in the early game. But now that there's actually, it's been a day now since we've been starting building factories. Within a few days, I'm going to be at a severe disadvantage because I will no longer, I won't have cannon, and everyone else will have cannon. Now, we'll see how that plays out. It's going to be very interesting because the last game I played, I believe, was just Europe. It was a smaller map, and I just dominated it and just destroyed, and basically everyone quit the game. And so I just kind of ruled over and just won the game. This time, though, it looks like there's a coordinated defense. There are 4 active players still on the map in the West, in the New World. So this is going to be really fun, really interesting. I think the obvious move for me, after I butt up against my allies over here, eventually I probably will conquer into here just to unify the motherland. And then I'll probably leave this to Austria-Hungary, to my ally over here, because I can expand down here into the Middle East, into Arabia and Egypt and so forth. So that's probably what I'll do. I do believe I will go ahead and grab these. Let's see what kind of tiles are there. More food, that's good. More wheat. And then more coal. Okay, I'll take it. I need it. Eventually, with this large empire, I am going to go ahead and build railway everywhere. So You might say, well, that's going to negate your your cavalry, right? Like, well, then what's the point of having cavalry? Well, they still attack at twice the power of an infantry. But also take a look at this. If you're not aware, cavalry only go 48. So that's only, a little bit more, 12 more than infantry. So it's weird. It's like, to me, a galloping horse should at least go twice as fast as infantry, right? Because infantry is marching. But we have to remember they're not galloping, like they're trotting or whatever. So they only go about 33% faster, which is understandable. But once they get on the rail cars, they're the same speed as everyone else, as the infantry and as the armored cars, as the tanks. It's all 90 kilometers per hour. So I will essentially double my speed, not quite double, but close to double my speed by getting those rail cars. So by getting the railway. So it's worth my time to do that. And I've got plenty of steel. Got a couple double steels here and here, 3 double steels. Geez. I think I've got a double wood. I do not have a double wood. So wood might be the thing that I'm having to buy or dial higher. I do have a double wood. I thought so. Okay, so that's great. I've got everything I need to make railroads, lots of steel. I mean, I'm actually in a really good position to build a lot of cannon, but I cannot build a cannon. I cannot build a cannon. All right, so this is exciting, though. I'm really liking that I'm going to get these 3 tiles here. They're all 3 energy tiles, 2 of them doubles. I hope my allies don't get angry at me for doing that, because basically, and I didn't mean for this to be how it went down, but it definitely is how it went down. As you can see, they did all the heavy lifting, attacking into the west of this, Poland, into the west of Poland. And then you can tell that Poland moved its forces away from my front to try to defend it. So I'm kind of getting away with the 2 most important tiles in Poland for a very cheap cost in terms of lives lost. You notice I broke this into 5 and 5. One of them is speeding, so he'll be there in 3 hours and 30 minutes. The other guy will be there in, this one's speeding, 2 hours and 24 minutes. So they'll hit an hour and 10 minutes apart, which just means that I'll get the full strength of the 5 when they hit. Probably 1 or 2 will die, and then immediately reinforcements will come behind. So that rule of 5 thing works pretty well for small attacks. All right, that is it. Moving other guys to the front, moving all these guys up north for now. I got another guy developed. As soon as this batch gets to the north, I'm not going to send any more north. That should be enough to take and hold all of the north. I need to think very seriously about taking these 2 AI. I believe I will while I'm up here with, I've got 10 cavalry in the north right now, and I'm about to have probably about 20 infantry total. No, more like 15, because I am sending a batch up there. Yeah, he's going to go down to stand at this border. So, yeah, while I'm up here, I might as well take them. I'll just loop back around and take them on my way down, further reducing my popularity, which is at 42 right now. So that's unfortunate, but can't be helped. I would really, really rather not have AI here all along this border that could at any time just attack. So I'm going to go ahead and take them. And what the heck? I'll take this on my way down as well. Oh, I'm going to be so unpopular. Well, it doesn't really matter because, frankly, the only borders I'm going to have are right here with Finland. And Finland is at war with Norway. No, Sweden. Why do I always want to say Norway? Can you remember countries' names? Norway, man. Norway. So Sweden is at war with Finland. We can click on this and just double check to see if they're still at war. Yes, they are. And with me. What? No, not with me. With Northern Russia. Okay. I'm not Northern Russia. What the heck am I thinking? I don't even know what I am. I'm Caucasus. Anyway, so they're at war with each other, which is just wonderful. That really means that and they're pretty evenly balanced, by the way, as well. It kind of looks like Sweden has attacked in over to here, but Finland is holding steady pretty much. Yeah, Finland still has territory, and eventually one or the other will win out because they're both AI. And eventually, so it looks like, oh yeah, that's not good. Looks like Finland has lost their capital. Not great for you, buddy. But it's great for me that these 2, the only other 2 powers that I'm really worried about on my map, are at war with each other. That's wonderful. So after I take out Lithuania here, then I'll pretty much have free reign to roam to the south as much as I want. Off cam, I am going to go ahead and tell White Shadow Rain that that if he wants it, this is his. All of Romania. Ooh, man, that's getting very low morale. Is that because he's lost his capital? I don't. Yeah, he's lost his capital. Dang, man. Who's he at war with? Nobody. That's weird. Must have. Maybe he won a war. I don't know. Because yeah, look at this. This is weird. Oh, he must have been at war with Greece at one point. Yep. Nobody knows. You know, I've thought often that it would be great if Bitro could come up with, or is it Bitro? I don't know. If they could come up with the kind of thing that StarCraft casters can get a hold of. So a StarCraft caster can get a package of a game. They have a way of sending the entire game as it was played historically, right? So you can record the game. But the cool thing about it is that it's not a recording of a game like I'm doing here. It's the actual game. And so as a caster, you can get in there, you can fast forward, you can reverse, you can go anywhere on the map, you can look anywhere on the map you want. It's almost kind of like you have God mode. You can look anywhere. You can see anything at any time, backwards or forward in time. And, you know, they had to develop that. They had to make that happen. That's not just something that automatically happens, that you can record a game that can later be reviewed. But I would love for something like that with Bitro. And in that case, I would just record from day one. I would be a much better caster. And I've been talking with my friend Oli from the Discord channel, and he wants to do a sped up version of this game, which if we could just get the whole game recorded and, you know, packaged, he could do that as well. I'm not sure how he's going to do it, but he's way more tech savvy than I am. But it would be cool, wouldn't it? If you could actually speed this thing up to maybe like 10 times speed or something, so that something that would normally take an hour, you know, only takes 6 minutes or something, or even more. You could even speed it up more than that. And you could really start to see, you know, empires spreading, troops moving around back and forth. And I think that's a great idea. I wish him the best of luck. He's like, don't steal my idea. And I'm like, no, I can't steal your idea. I have no idea how I would ever do that. But I love it. And I hope he does do that, because that'd be really cool to see. I mean, part of the frustration of this game is it's so slow. And if he was able to do that, I think it might bring a little bit more mass appeal to this game, because then people can see like, oh yeah, lots of stuff's going on here. You know, just because you can't see it happening in real time, lots of stuff is going on. All right, well, that's about it, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look here at territories. Nope, that's not territories. Here we go. Just want to take a look at territories just to see who has what. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Here we go, provinces. Dang it. All right, so we'll order them from largest to smallest. Okay, good. So the German Empire is very, very close to me. He was close to me in score, but I just have more score because I took a lot of stuff earlier and I've been developing it longer. But this is good news. This means that eventually he's going to develop upwards and strengthen as well. Austria-Hungary down here at 14. That's not bad, though. Still doing good. And yeah. So I'm gonna experience some resistance, it looks like, down once I get down into deeper into the Middle East and East Libya. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, that's a strong little country there that I'm going to be attacking into forts with no cannon. Oh boy, that's scary. But again, you know, if I've got a stack of 40 cavalry or something, they're powerful. And of course, I wouldn't, you know, I'm thinking, I've never really moved into the late game with cavalry only, as I mentioned. I'm thinking what I would do is still have my big infantry stacks, and I would just stiffen them up with the cavalry. So in that way, hopefully protect the cavalry somewhat from getting picked off. So I wouldn't just run in stacks, and that does negate their speed advantage because they'd only be able to move at the speed of the infantry that they're moving with. But it's well worth it, I think, to just have those meat shields, sort of that hit point increase in place. So that's the plan. I'm going to be attacking down in the Middle East after we clear out the north. I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe skip forward to that. So the next video you see should be the north cleared and me starting to move down into the South. So thanks for checking in, guys. This is a novelty game. It's dumb AF, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I'll see y'all next time. Adios, amigos.